What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chewin the Rag. A pretty low key episode today. We're probably just gonna really talk about like shows that I've been watching, a couple current events, and just stuff like that. And get everybody out of here. First and foremost, if you're watching the video, you can peep a little bit of this hat. It says Chewin the Rag on that character's head. If you go to chewintherag.com, you can see what this is for sure. I'm not gonna go past that little hat. But if you're a South Park fan, I think you'll like it. If you're a fan of me, buy it if you're not a South Park fan. I don't know. I don't really make money off merch. I really don't. People are like, I've been pushing it kind of hard because we have the Merch Madness sale going on. Use promo code Chewin to check out. But people are like, oh, you want money? And I'm like, no, I don't want money. Not people, friends of mine. They're just busting my balls. But like, I'm like, no, I don't really care. I don't really. Do you want to see the money I get for merch? Because it's not anything special. It'll buy me a cup of coffee. It's not. You're not. Anybody who makes or sells merch knows you're really not going to make shit off it. So it's not even about that. I like the merch I make. It's comfortable, and I try to make cool merch that I would wear. Hence this. I hate when you find like a band or a podcast or a comedian, whatever it might be, something that you support, even just like a clothing company made by a friend of yours, and you're like, I want to support you, but I don't like any of your merch. I hate that. I pride myself on having merch that's kind of cool. And luckily, most of the people that I surround myself with also have kind of cool merch. But there is the exception to that rule where you might find, like I said, mostly podcasts. They don't really care. They throw their logo on a shirt and call it a day. I don't want just that. I do have that. If you're just into the logo, I like it. Shout out to Gren for putting that together for me. But I like cool merch. It's just always been. I think it comes from music. I think it comes from like playing in bands and watching bands and band tees. You know, everybody talks about band tees. That kind of resonated with me in regards to the podcast too. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to reaching out to hint an artist for like a shirt that you would think would be on like a hardcore or deathcore, whatever type of core band. No, I'd put that right on my fucking shirts and just write Chewin the Rag and that deathcore fucking font. You know exactly what I'm referring to when I say this stuff. If you're a fan of that genre, if you're not, just look up deathcore font. I don't know. But like, I I wouldn't be opposed to that at all, and I pride myself on having cool merch. That's the whole point of this little tangent and rant. Already starting off with a rant. Fuck yeah, dude. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? My fucking elbow itches. My hands itch. My fucking bite marks that I showed you on previous episode from my puppy are healing, but like, I have itchy hands all the time just because I do, and I keep reopening these stupid ass scabs. So that's fun. It's it looks like I have a skin disease, which maybe I do, but I don't feel like I do. I'm not diagnosed. I don't even have. This is gonna be bad. I don't even have like a doctor. Like, I don't even have a fucking primary. I start one up in a couple weeks, but like, and even then, like, I wouldn't if my wife didn't say like, I think you should go get a primary. Like, I'll just go to urgent care for literally anything and everything. I don't care. I'll just, hey girls, me again. Just check me out. But wife was like, I think you need to get established with a primary. It's like, I guess I'm 31 now. Why not? Son's got me riding skateboards and everything else. I need to be fit and in shape and ready to go. We've anybody, you guys been watching that Shogun show? I watched one episode. This is what I do with everything. Even if I like it, I watch one episode and then I move on to the next thing. Fucking Peaky Blinders, liked it, picked it up, put it down. Shogun, picked it up, put it down. I'm gonna watch it though. Invincible, I'm caught up in. I think I have to watch the one tonight. Invincible, I'm caught up in. Better Call Saul, picked it up, put it down after like 3 seasons too. I can just do that. I'll just start something and I won't. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, picked it up, put it down. I'm gonna hopefully revisit Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I want to finish. I don't think we finished it. Maybe we did, and I just don't remember. But I don't think we did. Peaky Blinders, I do want to finish. I did like it. I just kept falling asleep, dude. Fucking dreary settings in shows. This is the problem with Better Call Saul too. They have so many scenes where it's just music and not like dialogue, and I'll fucking pass right out, dude. You just have fucking Mike driving around to music. Fucking sleeping, dude. It does not matter. So, like, Peaky Blinders, it's calm. It's dreary. They got the fucking accents. Dude, you're lulling me to bed. What do you want me to do? Handsome? Shut up, Oppenheimer, or whatever the fuck is that who we played? I think it is. But it's like, I'm going to bed now. I don't care. And then I wake up to a kid fucking almost getting blown up by a car bomb or whatever. Spoiler, doesn't matter. All this shit. But Shogun, I'm definitely gonna pick up. The thing with Shogun is I watched an episode, I really liked it, but then this Quiet on the Set thing came out, and I had to watch that. So I don't know if you guys watched that shit yet. Spoiler: there's a lot of nasty shit on set with the kids. I'll let you guys, if you don't want to get spoiled for what the fuck. I mean, it's literally called Quiet on the Set, the dark side of kids TV. You could probably guess what happens when you put a bunch of creepy adults on fucking TV and behind the scenes of TV with young and fucking hormonal children. Or not even hormonal yet. I mean, when like the Drake shit happened. All right, now we're going to get into spoilers. So the whole show is about first Dan Schneider, which everybody already knew he was a creep. It came out years ago that he had like a foot thing. I mean, if you've watched any of his fucking shows, there's always like subliminals with feet. And I didn't watch like I was a little bit too old, I think, for Sam and Cat when that was a thing. But apparently they had like a side web series where like Ariana Grande was doing like really borderline pornographic shit, which when you watch it, she's like squeezing juice from a potato, but she's using two hands. Like, you know, a fucking blowjob video, or hand job video, whatever you want to call it. And then like she's hanging her head off the edge of the bed, just pouring water. Like, come on now, what are we doing? Like, you know what you're doing, Danny boy, you little fucking pervert. But even before that, obviously I was a kid when all that was a thing. And then they're like talking about when they did like the Fear Factor-esque stuff with the kids and just the real subliminal stuff that as a kid you don't catch it, and then as an adult you're like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up. They get into that. And that's not even like the worst of it. It's not even Dan being that creepy fucking guy uh with the stuff on camera. He's also sitting behind the fucking camera getting a massage by one of the writers that he sent an email and told to write. There was a scene with the one woman presenting something, and he's like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if you pretend to be sodomized while like going through the scene and like pitching it to me and in front of like everybody in this writer's room?" And she's just, no, that what? Why would that be funny? I don't understand. What's the humor in that? That's fucking insane. And she ended up getting fired, and then another woman got fired because, or no, she quit. Sorry, the second woman. I believe she quit after like a white guy came in and got paid full salary and a bunch of other shit, and he was brand new, never wrote on a show before, and she was already there for a season. And that's when the first investigation. Here we go, dude. I'm fucking recapping the whole thing for you. The first investigation happened, and you know he settled with her and paid up and everything. And then it didn't stop there. You know what I mean? Sexual harassment jokes and everything. All this stuff came forward with him, and then he still ran a fucking empire and created another handful of shows. Fucking insane. That guy, he's doing an apology tour right now, and he started with the Hollywood Reporter. I don't know if he's doing a full tour, but he started with the Hollywood Reporter, and he sat down with Boogie. Now, if you don't know who Boogie is, he was on iCarly. He was Tebow, I think his name was. He was like the smoothie place guy. He always came out with like food on a stick and shit. And he started with him. I didn't watch that video yet, so I'm not going to do any recap or anything on that. But I guess essentially what he says is, you know, I wasn't the only adult there. Anybody else could have stepped in. And it's like, no, they couldn't, dude. You were running shit. Like, if anybody stepped in, they're fired. They're done. You're fucking, you know, for a fact they couldn't have just stepped in and said, oh, Dan, we shouldn't be doing that. No fucking shot. And they explain that in the show. If parents stepped up, you think their kids were still going to be fucking on your show? Do you think they were still going to have a career if they stepped in and said, hey, Dan, I don't want my son doing this? You wouldn't have just been like, okay, Timmy, well, you get out of here. We'll just bring Jimmy. And it's that. No, you would have told that kid, fuck off. Go back to school or something. You're not fucking working for me. You're not cut out for this. Your mom ruined it. Go hate your mom. Get the fuck out of here. That's exactly what happened. You can't fool anybody into thinking you would have just been like, I'm cool with that. No big deal. When you literally like berated people that were working for you and berated writers and all this other stuff. And you can tell by looking at the guy. No offense to anybody out there, but you can just tell by looking at the guy. who he was growing up. He wanted to be the funny guy. He was fat. He wasn't just a little, he was fat. He wasn't chubby. He wasn't chunky. He was a fat dude. He was portrayed as a fat dude if he was on screen. And he didn't want that. Nobody wants to be the fat guy. Jonah Hill didn't want to be the fat guy. He lost a bunch of weight, became like a really serious actor. And he's still funny. He's still Jonah Hill, but he can act. People don't always want to be the fat guy. And he definitely didn't. But what else was he going to do? That's how he fucking got into his power, his role of power. And now he's not just a fat guy. He's the fat guy that can fire you and ruin your fucking life. He's that fat guy. So the whole show's fucked up. And then Drake Bell's thing comes out where, you know, this the second, by the way, this is the second child molester on fucking set. The first one, whatever, not whatever, but the first one, they get through his story and then they get to the second guy. And Drake Bell, his dad's like, this guy's a creep. Don't let him alone with my son. Don't fucking do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. What happens? That guy says, oh, your dad's ruining your fucking career. Get away from him. Get away from him. He pushes his dad away. Mom's in the picture. Dad says, look, if he doesn't want me to be his manager, fine, but you need to fucking know not to let my son alone near this fucking guy. What's mom do? Leaves him alone with the fucking guy. What are you doing, dude? What the fuck are you doing? I was so like, here we go. I know exactly what happens. Obviously, it's not like a fucking movie where it's like scripted, but I know what happens. It always fucking happens. You couldn't write a fucking movie more obvious than this. And what happens? The guy's a fucking creep. Sexually assaults Drake Bell. Yada yada. Go watch it. It's pretty fucking good. It's dark. You know, all your favorite shows. If you're my age, like I said, I'm 31. Drake and Josh. All that. iCarly was like the last one that I could really get into and like knew it. After that, you know, Sam and Cat Victorious, that shit wasn't for me. Even Zoe 101, like I knew Zoe 101, but I wasn't watching it all the time. But like Drake and Josh was my shit. All that was my shit. The Amanda Show was my shit. We don't have to fucking talk about Amanda Bynes. Everybody knows the fucking path that they put her on. But like, I liked those shows. Those were the shows that I liked. And then iCarly was the last one where it was still kind of in my age range. It would come on and I would watch it. It made me laugh. It was funny. But like after that, that's why I didn't know about like I knew Jeanette McCurdy, obviously, with her memoir and everything. She came out with a bunch of stuff. But I didn't watch that show to like really have it be able to be pieced together in my head. But like all that and everything, fucking all that and everything, I could create the bridge. I could bridge that gap from what they're saying to what I saw, and it made sense. And another show from Nickelodeon that didn't really get talked about because it wasn't a Dan Schneider show was Ned's Declassified. So right after I watched this Alone on the Set thing, I'm just going online and I'm browsing things. One of the actresses from Zoe 101, she was on Quiet on the Set, and I can't remember her name, and it's gonna I'll just look it up. But I follow her on Twitter because she's been doing Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. She's been speaking up on this shit for a decent amount of time now. She has a whole like thing where is it Alexa? What is her name? Alexa Nicholas, yeah. She has like a whole thing where it's called Eat Predators, where she'll go, I believe she protests outside of these places and sticks up for people who are getting sexually abused and speaks up against Hollywood all the time. She hasn't really been, I don't think she's really been in Hollywood minus fucking literally protesting everything they do. But she was on Quiet on the Set as well. I forget why she just got brought up, but she did. Oh, fuck. Why was I just talking about it? I don't know. Either way, Ned's Declassified was not a Dan Schneider show, so they didn't necessarily go through the same stuff that these guys did. They have a pod, and they talk about pretty much their set was like, everybody was great. Everybody loved each other. The girl who played Mose was just sleeping around, and they were all doing drugs and partying, and everything was cool. And they went on a live last night, and right after I watched, that's what it was. Right after I watched, there's where my fucking brain goes. Right after I watched Alone on the Set, I was just like scrolling on Twitter to see, you know, because all these kids are now adults. They're my age or older. They're not kids anymore. They're going online to hear everybody's feedback and what they think and see if anybody like has questions about their stories, blah blah blah. and I saw something reposted by Drake Bell, of course, from Devin, I believe his name is, from Ned's Declassified. Yeah, his name's Devin, from Ned's Declassified, and he was on a TikTok live, and he made jokes. He made jokes, and here's what he said right here.
Get back in your hole, Daniel, and give me your holes. Sorry, we shouldn't joke about this. We really shouldn't.
Now, listen, I'm not supporting him. I'm not supporting Drake. I don't give a fuck. I'm a 31-year-old man. I'm not going to take sides. It's not fucking Team Jacob versus Team Edwards. Don't give a fuck about any of that. However, I will say I understand why Drake, of all people, spoke up. I already talked about that. But I do feel like jokes need to be protected. People aren't going to like this take. It's fine. I'm not here to like be controversial. I'm not here to start anything up. I'm just going to give my piece on it. Jokes need to be protected. Now, he went on TikTok Live and he was talking and he was, I believe, I could be wrong. I only saw the clip. I believe he was referring to comments that people left. And if you listen to that clip, he does say, guys, we can't joke like that. I'm kidding. What happened was horrible. He knew right away after he said it that there were going to be repercussions. I've done it on this pod. I've made jokes where I was like, what the fuck? I can't say that. And I just laugh it off because like you're riff. He's off the cuff. He's on a TikTok live. He's just trying to be funny. He's trying to get a reaction. He's trying to get laughs. And you have to protect that. I think, just my opinion. Obviously, you don't want to step on any toes, but like people make jokes about like world tragedies. People make jokes about fat people, disabled people. People make jokes about everything. I don't feel like, now was this funny? No, it wasn't funny. The joke wasn't funny. It didn't land. It didn't hit. But I don't feel like you should be able to, quote unquote, cancel somebody for trying to be funny. He didn't harm anybody. Like, be mad at the people who actually did something. Be mad at Disney Channel for hiring a fucking guy who was literally a registered sex offender. Be mad at that guy. Don't be mad at a child actor who's grown up speaking on his experiences and then makes a joke, you know, regarding Dan Schneider. You can be like, hey, that's distasteful. That wasn't funny. That's fine. You don't have to find it funny, but at a certain point, when do you stop canceling people for jokes? And I mean real jokes. I don't mean, you know, going on stage and just saying, you know, the N-word. That's not funny. I've used that example because I've heard that example. Like, I've literally heard people get on stage, tell a joke, and the punchline is the white guy gets to say the N-word. That's not really funny. And you're actually like targeting a group. You know, there's a black guy in the crowd right here who's listening to you say that, and it's like, I'm not going to this fucking mic anymore. This guy's over here fucking saying the N-word, and now you're starting like a whole hostile thing. That's not funny. I mean, people who are just off the cuff, like I do on here, I don't really script anything. People who are just off the cuff trying to be funny and they maybe say something that might offend you, but they didn't necessarily try to offend you. I feel like you kind of got to just be like, I didn't find it funny, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking try to cancel this guy, because you're placing a limitation and kind of taking away from what people can and can't do. That's my opinion on it. Maybe there are people who are like, no, fuck that, cancel this guy, and that's your point of view, and that's fine. I disagree with it completely, but I'm not here to control you. I just genuinely, I don't see a positive outcome by doing that. You know what I mean? You're not really educating anybody. You're kind of just being like, well, how can we demonetize this guy and fucking take away his livelihood? Let's just cancel him. Like, no, why don't we say, you know what you did was wrong. You backpedaled as soon as you said it. Now, I didn't go further. I'm only talking on that clip that I posted here. Maybe he did go further, and if he did, I apologize that I'm ignorant and didn't watch the whole live. It was a live video. I don't know if the whole thing was recorded, but just from this alone, he backpedaled it right away. Like, as soon as he said it, he said, I'm kidding. You know, we can't joke about this. We can't say that, whatever it might have been. He thought he was making a funny joke. That it is what it is. I've literally made jokes just like that. I made jokes about like guys who were fucking, it's snowing. It's fucking snowing. Sorry. I've made jokes about guys who are in a thunderstorm, took cover under a tree. The tree got hit by lightning or whatever, and they passed away. And I said, under that tree, I made like, started singing the Little Mermaid song. And then as I was singing that, I was like, that's fucked up. Let me stop. just like that. It's just you're trying to riff, you're trying to be funny, you're trying to be off the cuff, and it doesn't land. That's not punishable by fucking law. You can't take from somebody because of that. You can educate them. You can say I didn't find it funny. That's fine. That's great. I'm sorry, I didn't find it funny either. I stopped myself. I tried to be funny. I realized what I said was wrong, and I literally stopped myself. I didn't find it funny either. But I did it. I said it. What the fuck can I do? Obviously, if they're going out there and they're targeting a minority or they're targeting something and they're not being funny, they're not even, there's no punchline. It's just racism and whatnot. Then you'd be like, well, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. I agree. Fuck that guy. You don't protect that guy. You protect jokes. You don't need to protect racism. You don't need to protect bigoted people. You don't need to protect fucking people that are actually trying to harm a group of people. But protect jokes. That's all. I believe nothing should be off limits in jokes as long as you're actually trying to find the funny in it. It is what it is. Maybe you can change my mind, but you're probably not gonna. So honestly, don't bother. And that's just who I am. I mean, literally, I got a clip from fucking Jake about what happened in 7th grade. I'll play it here.
It's a core memory, and it really goes to show that this is like kind of the way you always were. Remember Mr. Manchester in like 7th grade? How fucking quirky he was. I know you remember we talked about him before, but I kind of forgot how it got to this point. But it was like Mr. Manchester's like, okay, Chris, so stop responding. Like, okay. Then he went, Christopher, stop responding. Okay. And then everyone's kind of laughing, and you weren't even like trying to get him mad. You were just like, nope, I'm getting the last word in. And the whole scenario lasted like 10 to 15 minutes, dude, where he's like, Chris, stop saying okay. Okay. You just couldn't put it in yourself that let him have the last word.
Fucking insane. I was like, why'd you just randomly say? He goes, because that's still you. He goes, that's always going to be who you are. You need the last word. You need to be right. Competitive natured. It's just who you are. And I'm like, all right, yes and no. You can change my mind about certain things unless it's something that I'm actually passionate about. But you are also right that if we're having a debate or discussion, I do want to win the fucking debate or discussion. I'm going to try to get the last word. You're not going to silence me. I'm going to try to silence you. And for a 7th grade teacher to stoop down to my level instead of just being like, get out of my classroom and just keep saying, stop saying, okay, Christopher. And I'm like, okay. Like, I remember it. He's like, you probably don't remember. I fucking remember that vividly. My mom used to get pissed. R.I.P. Mama. My mom used to get pissed because I would literally do that to her. She's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay. She's like, stop fucking saying okay. Okay. Like, she used to hate that shit. And I don't know. It's just who I am. It's just a little bit of competitiveness that I'll always have in me. And I know, like, in that situation, why are you being competitive? I don't know. It's the way I'm fucking wired. Speaking of competitive, what do we got? What do we got for time? Ad. What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out this episode of Chewin' the Rag. While you are here, if you would please like, rate, subscribe, share on whatever platform you're listening to, and just try to help myself out, help the algorithm out, and that way when I have guests on, it helps them out. I'd like to try to get as many eyes and ears on this thing as I can, not even just for me, but because I want to have cool people on, and I want to get people, I want you guys to have cool people to listen to and whatnot, so you're not just listening to this guy ramble by himself all the time. Also, while you are here, if you would go to chewintherag.com, we've got merch and we've got a sale on merch. It's March 20th right now. So this sale ends in roughly 10 days or so. It's a Merch Madness sale. Go to chewintherag.com. There's a link. It says shop merch here. Hit that link. We've got this shirt here that I'm wearing. If you are watching video, you'll see. It's the South Park version of yourself with the gray hat, such as this, but it says Chewin' the Rag instead of Dallas. And it's super comfortable. I'm wearing it right now. I've been wearing it. Everybody who's had, I've had people order the crew neck sweatshirts, t-shirts. Everybody has had positive things to say. There's not any peeling or anything, which I know is a big deal with like print on demand. No complaints yet. So go to chewintherag.com and use promo code Chewin when you check out merch and get 10% off your order. While you are browsing the web, if you are looking for clean, jitter-free energy, look no further than Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a company that focuses on clean, Jitter-free energy, as I just said. But they also have like cool merch. They've got shakers with anime characters on it. They've got mouse pads. They've got hats. They've got stickers. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. Shakers for, if you are grabbing that and you're like, well, what am I going to mix it up in? They've got really cool shakers over there. And I believe they have a bundle still with shakers, a sample, and everything else included. So if you go to w.gg and use promo code Chewin at checkout, you can save 10% off your order on there as well. So grab yourself some merch, grab yourself some clean, jitter-free energy. I work literally, I get home from work, get cleaned up, and I'm right here recording. So, and you hear me rant and ramble nonstop. So the stuff works. It's great stuff. I stand by W. And thank you guys for checking out this episode of Chewin' the Rat. Speaking of competitive, we hit baseballs on Saturday. So today's the 20th. Let me just go through this real quick. So on Saturday the 16th, we hit baseballs. On Saturday the 9th, we were all supposed to meet up. I hit my dog in the eye with a tennis ball right before I was going to leave to go to the park to meet up with the dads and the kids. And the dads were just going to play ball. The kids were going to play on the playground. It's supposed to be a whole thing. Me and my dog were playing the fucking Kong tennis ball. They're about yay big. They're about the size of a softball, but they're just tennis balls. And what I was doing is I was rolling it off the wall very hard, intentionally, because the harder it hit the wall, the faster it ran back, and my dog would try to stop it. Now we had two balls. One ball was kind of in front of him. The other ball was in my hand. On the last one, I was like, all right, last one. And then we got to, let's start getting ready, clean up a little bit, and then let's get out of here. We'll go meet up with everybody. The very last one, I roll this fucking ball, and I roll it pretty hard, like you're trying to get to the top corner in skee ball, and the fucking machine for some reason is 15 feet long. That's how I rolled it. And as soon as I did, it left my hands. He lunged forward for that ball that was on the ground already. Fucking bang, right in the eyeball. Perfectly. If it hit him in the face or anything, it would have been like, oh, but he would have been fine. Hits him in the fucking eyeball of all things. I have a picture of it. This is what he looked like. He's good now. Literally the very next day he was good. But I felt so fucking bad for my dog when I did that, dude. I love my dog. He's the first dog I got on my own. He's like me and my wife now. Well, me and my now wife, like that was the first real big thing we did when we moved to an apartment that allowed dogs, is we got our boy Oliver. And like he's such like a dad's boy. Like that's just my dog. I love Oliver. I love my little Ollie. And I fucking blasted him in the eye with a tennis ball. Ruined my day. Like I tried to wear it well and like make jokes about it because we brought him to the emergency room. He didn't have any scratches on his cornea or anything. He was good. He was still Ollie. He was, fucking around at the vet, barking at other dogs. He was still my Ollie. But goddamn, dude, I felt so bad because I don't hit animals. I don't hit my dogs. I don't hit my son. I'm not an abusive guy. So like when I hit him and he yelped, I was like, fuck. Because I knew, and like you see the picture if you're watching, you saw that picture. His eye was fucked up. It was scary. And then the next day, we get eye drops for him because, like I said, there were no scratches. He was good to go. The next day he wakes up, his eye looks completely 100%. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I was so worried about his eye. I was like, come on, dude. And then he's good. He's a healthy boy. His eyes are good. He can see. He's still Oliver. Still an asshole. We're good to go. But the reason I bring this up is on the 9th, I was like, so it was starting to rain before I smacked my dog in the eye, and people were like trying to bail, and I was like, guess we're just gonna go to batting cages. And John, a buddy of mine, he makes a joke. He goes, you wouldn't hit shit. I talked about this on the show before. If you're new here, the only sport I've really like participated and tried in was kickboxing, mixed martial arts, cage fighting, whatever you want to say. I participated and got into those. I never swung a bat. I never played t-ball. Never caught a ball in a glove. Like I didn't have a catch. I didn't do any of that shit. I wasn't interested as a kid. My son starts in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to that because getting into like sports now in your 30s and not knowing how to do this shit is a fucking pain in the ass. So I never did it, and John knows that, and he says, you wouldn't hit shit. And I said, I bet you I would, bitch. The very next week, so next week, the 16th, it's nice out. The dads are meeting up. Dog's not getting hit in the face with the ball. We're good. We're on fucking schedule. And again, never hit a ball before. And we're doing just like soft toss, like blah, blah, A couple guys who had experience. My cousin was like trying to actually throw heat at them to get them to swing, whatever. But on my turn at bat now, mind you, we're in a t-ball field. This is the only field unlocked. The actual fields were locked up. But on my at bat, I hit a couple. I felt good. Never swung a bat before, so it's awkward. It's not. I was like, I'm just gonna treat it like I'm throwing a kick. It's not the same. It's not the same motion at all. It's just not. So super awkward. But I was making, I was making a strides, was connecting, and then I had one ball left, and I was like, I think I'm done. And my cousin goes, well, I only have one anyway, and I was like, all right, fuck it. And he pitches it, and I hit it, home run. Now, like I said, it is a t-ball field, but I cleared this t-ball field and went into it. It was still pretty deep, It was deep enough where you're like, that was nice. Everybody hit one except Dan. So the fact that one guy didn't hit a home run says it wasn't easy just because it was fucking t-ball, okay? It went far. That's me, Austin, and Brett. I think definitely had the three furthest, decent hits. And John was there, Brett was there, Austin was there, Dan was there, which means only one person that's active in that group chat wasn't there. And yet this was the whole point of this fucking spiel, by the way. I went in there, I found John's message from the 9th that said you wouldn't hit shit. And I replied on the 16th, you were saying in all caps. That's that competitive shit I'm talking about, because I remembered, I made sure, fuck off, John. You're not going to say I'm not hitting shit and then me go there and not hit shit. I would have stayed there all night until I hit shit. That's just, you're not telling me. It's always in the back of my mind. It's just a little competitive fucking annoying bug. I remember when I was about 22, I went to my mom and dad's house for Christmas and they got me a new pair of boxing gloves. Like I said, I was training, whatever. Now, Everlast gloves, they come in a pouch that has a zipper that goes over the top and it's netted, and it has a little like loop so you can hang your gloves, whatever. The package, so I hung the package from like the top of the doorway and I was trying to kick it, and I kept trying, I kept missing, and I was like, I'm not leaving here until I kick this thing. And my dad goes, well, I guess you're spending the night. And he said that, and I kicked it and I hit it the next fucking try, because you're not telling me. He was like, oh, I'm 6'6" and this is up to here on me. You couldn't kick me in my face. There's no way you can kick that. Guess you're spending the night here. And I fucking hit it. Like, dude, I'm way too hyper competitive for literally no reason, by the way. I don't know if it's just being the oldest of three boys, but like something in me, I have to try to outfunny you. I have to try to outplay you. Even if I know you're better than me at something, I'll never tell you are. I'm the fucking best. It's just, I'm better. It is what it is. I'm better. I'm fucking better. I'm better. You're not gonna fucking beat me. I talk like I'm undefeated in everything, knowing goddamn well there's a video of me getting my ass whooped in under 25 seconds to John Parker. Knowing damn well if you look up Chris Pickett on Tapology, you're going to see a big 0 in the win column and a couple of fucking numbers in the losing column. But you have me tell you that story, and I was just letting those guys get tired. I was going to get them, no fucking problem. If it was a fight to the death, they'd be dead. Not the truth, doesn't matter. I'm better. Fucking insane. I gotta do accents more often. Or I gotta try to get a little Australian. So I'm gonna talk like this for the next few minutes for a reason, and I'm gonna explain it to you. So we came up with a satire like murder mystery type movie where I would play the killer. They want me to play the killer, and they want me to have an Australian accent the whole time. That group chat that I was talking about, actually. So the premise is I'm a serial killer, and I'm killing those guys in the group chat, the friends of mine, and I'm very bad at it. Very bad at it. And each death has to do with something, an inside joke of ours. So it's a murder mystery in the sense that it's a mystery to them, but to you guys, to the people watching, it's completely fucking obvious who the killer is. So, for example, let's just say I kill John. I kill him, and it's a bloody death. There's blood everywhere. And I leave my wallet there. Or I don't change me boots. And then my friend group is like, oh, we haven't heard from John all day. Why don't we go over to his house and check up on him? And they get there, and he's dead. He's covered in blood. And they're like, oh, shit. And it's only them three, and they're like, oh, we got to tell Chris about this. And they go to fucking me. I don't even know if this is a good accent, but I'm going to keep doing it. And they go to me, and they're like, oh, did you hear? And they all, they're all American and English. For some reason, I'm the only one with an accent. I think it's because I like doing accents. I like doing voices. I fucking love doing voices. If you know me, I'm always trying to do a voice. And so they come to me and they're like, "Oh, did you hear about John?" And I'm like, "No," or they're like, "Did you hear about John?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't hear anything about him. What's going on? How is he?" Like, "Ah, he's fucking dead." I'm like, "What do you mean he's dead? John's dead?" They're like, "Yeah, but don't worry. We went to his house to check on him, and here's your wallet. I don't know if he's fucking stole it or what, but here's your wallet back. We washed it off for you. It was covered in blood, so we just went and washed it off, and we figured we'd return it to you." So the whole premise is just these guys are fucking stupid, and I'm also I'm so fucking bad at. I'm such a bad fucking serial killer that I'll leave my wallet, my blood, my shoes are bloody, everything. Like there's nothing but evidence against me, and my friends just keep cleaning up me fucking crime scenes for me, and returning like the shit that I leave behind. Like if I would have left this hat behind, we scrubbed it real good, you know. You had a couple loose fucking follicles in it. I don't know if you're losing your hair or what. You're getting older, but we scrubbed it real good for you, and we got all the fucking hair out of it, so you're good there. And just like really stupid shit like that. So we're trying to come up with how to do it because it is interesting to me. I would like to do something like that just once. Like I said, I love doing voices. I love fucking around. So like if we actually could come up with just a way to get this murder mystery thing going, I would love that shit because that's so funny to me. First of all, for me to be fucking a bad serial killer is fucking like on the nose as it can get. Because I'd be fucking terrible. I'm so fucking like I said, oh, I'm the best. I'll never get fucking caught. Literally, like that's my personality. Is I wouldn't get fucking caught if I killed somebody. You would get caught right away. You're not who you say you are. Like I don't know what you think you are, but you're not that guy. You are not him. So, and I also like the idea of people who watch this know exactly what's going on, but we're just like, we never acknowledge it. It's not, we never, and then I believe they try to kill me off at the end. We didn't really get to the ending. This was just a general outline. But just like this whole idea is so fun to me. And I know like Brett's really into it. He like was super into it, like filmmaking and stuff. He says he wishes he went to school for that or he should have went to school for that because he really enjoyed doing it. In high school when they would do like the projects back in for Brett, I think it was like the 60s. They would do like filmmaking projects and whatnot. And he said he really liked it. So I know he's having fun with it. Alex and Dan were having fun with it. John was lost because we just flooded the group chat. And he's like, I'm not fucking reading all that. And I'm like, fuck off. I don't give a shit. But yeah, just this idea of a bad serial killer and just as bad friends, honestly, even worse friends. And the whole thing is after you kill somebody, you find out something bad about them. So you're like, oh, it's too bad he's dead, but did you know he was doing this? And it's like, I mean, it's not the worst guy to die at that point. Like whether it's that you found like something on their hard drive with children or there was one, it was a song. Dan pitched this. I'll probably end it with this. So Dan pitched this like a song, like the Freddy Krueger song. Dan was like, what if you did something with a song and this woman kept interrupting you? So Dan's a fucking weirdo. Dan's the guy who sends me like sexual questions and everything else, but I enjoy accents and doing stupid shit. So he said, what if there was like a scene with a dark room and this woman's breathing heavily, like in the closet, scared 'cause she knows there's a killer somewhere in the house, and you had this song, and she kept interrupting. And I'm just gonna do the song. Hold on. Please hold. I had to pull it up. So it's like, oi, oi, you're fucking, oi, 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 oi. 1, 2, Chris. Fuck, dude. I lost my Australian accent, didn't I, you fucking cunt? 1, 2, Chris is coming on you. And then she's like, what? She's in the closet, like scared. She's like, doesn't he mean for you? Don't you mean for you? Because it's a satire. It's like, what? No, shut the fuck up. 3, 4, in your back door. She's like, don't you mean better lock the door? Fucking bitch. Shut the fuck up. 5, 6, hope you like big dicks. Don't you mean? And then it's just like It's like you leap at the woman, you stab her. I was like, fucking hey, I wasn't even gonna kill her, but that bitch needed to die. She kept interrupting me. And then after that scene, everybody gets together, and we actually changed it to a guy because we thought it'd be even funnier if he was singing this in regards to like a dude, and then the guy is really uncomfortable because it's a straight man, naturally, and uh, and then it's like I don't even want to fucking kill that guy, but he just wouldn't shut the fuck up, you know, and then at the end of the scene, it comes out like that guy was kind of an asshole, right? Everybody's like, "Yeah, that dude was a fucking prick," and I'm guessing he can't be the first to die because then everybody will know I'm the killer, right? So I'm wondering if he's the last to die, and that's where they figure out, oh shit, Chris has been killing people, and that's when I die or they kill me off, whatever it is. But anyway, that's what we've been working on. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. You know, maybe we'll do a fucking Zoom call with everybody. And we'll just do like a fucking table read and just make it a little fucking thing for you guys. I don't know, but I should probably edit all that out. That's fucking embarrassing, yeah. But I don't know. It took up time. I I don't love that song, but I love the idea of singing that song and it being a straight dude who's just fucking super nervous because this guy's saying it like that, and then it turns out I wasn't even going to kill him. I was just singing. I was just kind of fucking weaseling along because, like I said, it's a satire, murder mystery. You guys know what's going on, but we within it don't know what's going on. It's really just a sketch show, really. And for me to just be like walking in a house singing that in the dark, and then some guys in the fucking like closet shuddering because he thinks he's actually in trouble, and then it turns out like I wasn't gonna kill him, but he just kept fucking talking. Like that's pretty funny. So I don't know. Thank you guys for checking out this episode. Again, if you liked it, like, rate, subscribe, share. Chewintherag.com for merch, all the platform links, social media links, Discord. Ask us questions, ask me questions rather. I'll answer whatever you send my way. It's a lot of fun when I get those. I should do an episode soon where I just answer a bunch of questions. W.GG for clean, jitter free energy, and we will see you guys next week.